is a Polish post-black metal band, and I say that as a loose description, which is open to a lot of interpretation because there are elements of atmospheric sludge and various other things in their discography that have stemmed from what I would consider a psychedelic approach to sludge metal, which began in a atmospheric black metal manner. So, Total is pretty far along in Entropia's career now. They're about 10 years deep in a few albums in, and this is a reach for identity with some acceptance of impermanence instilled. So, in a lot of ways, this is the next thing, but it's also a cumulative thing. It's a conglomerate itself, and it's an evolution that a lot of people both saw coming and knew was there if you'd followed them through their last three full lengths. The first one being a kind of standard atmospheric black metal release with a post metal or even black gaze affect to it. And the next two took a more avant garde angle, probably influenced by bands like Orancy Pazuzu and that kind of thing, but also Morda Stigmata and maybe the more post metal influence side of things and less the underground black metal side of things. So this isn't a band that feels deeply underground at any given point, nor do they feel cloyingly accessible. The big thing is that their perspective changed on the second album. They began to create what I would consider proper psychedelia, which is music influenced by and enhanced by psychedelic drugs. Now that's me putting a lot of different information together, but it is still ultimately post black metal in spirit and does take from a lot of traditions in modus, less so the actual music, which is still a form of post metal, which is informed by many things. So rather than this is not only is this a hard band to clip, it's also a hard band to describe. So we'll get to a clip, and then we'll sort of figure our way out of that box as a Entropia had figured out where they were headed on Vacuum. It was a substantial record that I didn't have enough time with when it released, so I made sure that I spent a lot of time with this one to make sure that I was not missing on the potential that I heard there, and also I wasn't moving past it too quickly because it was related to post metal, which I think a lot of people value less these days than they did about 10 years ago. Um, so this album really intends to be a softer, more relaxed, more psychedelic record. Almost like if you took the feeling of Rare Field Ceiling and uh, like maybe earlier Yellow Eyes, and then put quite a bit more of the of an interesting lead guitar driven sound, which has a little bit of rock beats in it. It's got some modern black metal sound in there. See, it's a hard thing to describe. It's a very hypnotic post black metal record, which is not something that I have recommended very much over the years. I think because this band has something special to the way they do things, and I think that there is sort of an avant garde feeling to it, even though it's all very normal. It's all very clean and very beautifully done. I think there's such a level of sophistication in their intent that sometimes it feels a lot more plain than it is. And that when you take a closer look at what they're doing, this is a pretty impressive band who are still very young and they've developed quite a lot of skills over the last 10 years. And you really hear that in the guitar work. You hear it in the use of synth. There is this eerie, otherworldly feeling to this whole record that is so steady and warming and just different than whatever else is out there right now. And it's far different from where they started. So, it's this is a very difficult thing to kind of give another band where it's just hard to sort of give the elevator pitch for. It's a unique psychedelic uh, post black metal band who are worth your time. and I think it is one of the better black metal related releases from this March, and well worth checking out tomorrow when it releases. So give it a listen, read the review for some actual detail, and glean from that what you will.